that a firm has the following production function, and the production function is given by min of x1, x2 plus min of x3, x4, which means x1 and x2 inputs are complementary goods, they are to be used together, and x3 and x4 are complementary, they are to be used together. The per unit cost of xi is given by 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it? Achha, no, is given by 1, 5, 3, 6. So W1 is given by 1, W2 is given by 5, W3 is given by 3, W4 is given by 6. If the firm is minimizing its cost, which of the following input choices by the firm can be observed? Very, very good question. Very good question. Okay. Now just think about it. Okay. See, when I talk about a production function which gets added like this, when I say y is equal to x plus y, then what do? I say if price of x is less than y, I will use only input x, only x. If price of x is greater than price of y, only input y. So whether I will use input x or y or both will depend on which price is lower when they are getting added together. And when they're in a minimum function, when they're in a min function, they have to be used together. They are complementary goods. Here they have combined the two things together. So if I take that, suppose, let me just take this down. So let's say that I suppose that min of x1, x2 is given by capital X, and min of y1, I mean x3, x4 is given by capital Y, suppose. Then my production function, it will be x plus y. So x1 and x2 are used together. They are complementary goods, but they are substitutes of x3 and x4. Either you will use x3 and x4, or you will use x1 and x2, depending on which is cheaper. Now I am given that W1 and W2, they are 1, 5, and W3 and W4 are 3, 6. And I have to use them equally. 1 and 2 have to be used equally. So to produce 1 unit, if I use 1 and 2, what is the cost that I will be incurring? 1 plus 5, which is 6 rupees. And if I use input 3 and 4, what is the cost I will be incurring? 3 plus 6, which is 9 rupees. So clearly the input combination of 1 and 2 together, which cost me 6 rupees, is cheaper than 3 and 4 together. And clearly it is because they're getting added. 1 and 2 together formed x, 3 and 4 together formed y, and here they're getting added. They're substitutes of each other. I will use the one which is cheaper. So I will use only x, because this x together costs me 6 rupees, 1 and 2 together. And y costs me 9 rupees. So I should be using only x, which means I should be using only input 1 and 2 and not input 3 and 4. So my answer to this question will be B. Because input 1 plus 2 together cost me 6 rupees and 3 plus 4 together cost me 9 rupees, it is much better to use input 1 and 2 together and leave on 3 and 4. So it is combining our concepts of min functions and of substitute goods together.